welcome back for another video. Today I'm giving you an update on my debt payoff plan. It has changed every month because every month I've been able to contribute more than anticipated towards my debt payoff, but I got some news that is going to significantly speed up my debt payoff plan. So I want to share it with y'all and I want to show you how it's going to speed up my process. So if you've been following my channel for a while, you know that my goal is to be consumer debt free by the end of 2021. And all the consumer debt I have is my Bank of America credit card, my Citibank credit card, and my Verizon iPhone financing. I do have 2 student loans, but we're not going to be talking about those in this video because they are in government's forbearance. And basically, once I'm done with my consumer debt, I'm just going to move on to my student loans. So the faster that I can pay off this, the faster I'll also pay off my student loans. So we're just going to kind of ignore it until I'm consumer debt free. So if you watched one of my videos at the beginning of 2021, which I'll link up here, you would see that I went through and filled out my goals for paying off my debt. And all of that is in black here. So given the amount that I've been able to put towards my debt, I would be done paying off my Bank of America credit card by the end of June. And I'd be done paying off my Citi credit card at the end of December of 2021. And my iPhone as well would also be at 0 at the end of December. So that would keep me on track to 100% reach my goal without paying more than $450 every month towards my debt. But with the stimulus check, I was able to put more money towards my Bank of America credit card. So my goal starting balance for February was $1,924, and I actually started with $1,509. So I made huge progress because of the stimulus, and with my new calculations, I will be finishing paying off debt earlier than the end of June. So I want to walk you through when I will be done and what my update looks like just given the stimulus money. And then I'm going to give you my exciting announcement and show you what it will look like now that we're considering that. The plan that I'm currently on, because it's the only plan I can guarantee because I already have the money, is, oh, I didn't put the months in here. I'm going to have to remember to add the months, but these are all my starting balances as of February. My total consumer debt being $4,888. I am rounding just to keep it easier. But if with February just going as planned with this new low starting balance, then by March, I will be at $1,106 on this card. And then I will be still on track with what I had planned to pay on this card, which is $3,058, and my iPhone will be at $251-ish, which would bring my total debt to $4,415. This doesn't take into account interest, but it also doesn't take into account that I'm doing extra debt payments usually every single month, so I think it evens out in the wash. So that's why I'm ignoring interest. So then if those are my new starting balances for March, then by April 1st, I should be at $702 on my Bank of America card, which is amazing. And then $3,012 on this card. And by April, this one would be at $229, which would mean my total debt would be $3,943. So then the start of May would mean that I'd be at $297 on this card. I'd be at $2,967 on this card, and my iPhone would be at $206-ish. So my total debt would be at $3,470. But then June is where it gets exciting. So this card would be at 0. And then, since I'd be done with this card, I could throw extra debt at this one. So now we'd be at $2,814 on that card. And then I'd continue just paying my minimums on my iPhone. So I would be at about $183. So my total debt would drop to $2,997. And then in July, I'd be done with this card still. I'd be able to put my full debt payment towards this. So I'd be at $2,364 here and $160 here. So my total debt would be $2,524. By August, I would be down under $2,000 on this card. My total debt would be right at about $2,000. Then I'd be under $1,500 and right around $1,500 here. By the start of October, I'd be right around $1,000. By November, I'd be at $564. So then for my December starting balance, I would be at $114 here and $46 here. I'd have $160 in total in debt. So by the end of December, so these are all starting balances. By the end of December, I would pay this off, I would pay this off, and I would have zero consumer debt. And in my original plan, in December, I would have to make 2 payments in December for my iPhone. And I would have to pay $610 off in December, which is more than the regular $450 that I budget. So I've gone from having to pay basically double my debt in December to just paying under what I usually pay, just paying $160 to be totally done, which probably would mean that I'd end sometime earlier because I am making extra debt payments all the time. But that is what it would look like with pretty much my guaranteed plan. So now I want to talk you through the update that I have and what might help me pay this debt off faster. So unfortunately, if you do follow my channel, you know that my grandmother passed away this year. She was my last living grandparent, and she did pass, not due to COVID, but just of other complications that developed in her old age. So I recently found out that she did decide to leave her grandkids some money. So part of her will was that each grandkid would get a certain amount of money upon her passing. And so my mom told me that. I've signed the documents, and now I'm just waiting for that amount to come to me. So of the amount, I'm going to put most of it into some long-term savings goals. But what I did want to do was take 1,000 of it and put it towards my debt to help speed up this process. And I know I've had a few comments since my last video where I shared my net worth for the first time. I'll link it up here if you did miss it. But I did share my net worth for the first time, and I did share with y'all that I have a $5,000 emergency fund. And I've had several people message me or comment asking why I'm not taking that money to wipe away my consumer debt right now, since I am under $5,000. And I responded to them basically by saying that I'm learning a lot of discipline and a lot of good money management skills by paying off debt. So I worry if I just go ahead and wipe this clean right now, that I'll miss out on lessons that I'm learning right now. And I know that I'm paying money and interest, but this is my only interest debt right now, and I'm going to get it paid off very quickly. So for me, it's worth not draining my emergency fund to really continue on this journey and learn what I need to learn during this season, because I really want to become more disciplined in my finances. And I think that I won't gain those skills if I don't go through this process and really work hard to pay this debt off. So I know that might not be for everyone. And if I had a family or dependents, I might make a different choice. But I feel like I can make that choice because it's just me and it's my money, and I think this is what's right for me, and I just really want to gain those skills that I know I'll need for later in life. So that is why I'm not paying off my debt, even though I do have the money to do it. And I won't be paying off my debt with my grandmother's money because she left that money for us, and I think she would want me to put it towards something special and meaningful to me that she would have wished to be a part of. And so for me, I would rather put that money away and save it for my future wedding or a future down payment on a house. Obviously, not all of it, but like part of a down payment towards a house, or just, save it for something that she would want me to use it on, and that she would be happy to know that she helped make that event happen, or that life moment for me. Like, she gets to be part of it because of this gift that she left me. So I know that's not what everyone would do. We're all entitled to make our own decisions. So I just ask that y'all respect my choices. And even if it's not what you would make, the decision you would make, it is the decision I have made. So, and I stand by that, and I'm very confident in my decisions and how I'm spending my money. And I know it is going to be what's best for me in the long run. So thank you for coming to my TED Talk. But now I'm going to show you how much faster I can pay off my debt if I do use this $1,000 to speed up the process. So I have no idea when the money's coming, but I'm pretty much guessing it won't come this month. So pretty much everything for February stays the same. So my starting balances are obviously the same because February's already started. And Then my March starting balance, I'm saying, is going to be the same, just because I really don't anticipate getting that money right now or this month, because legal processes take a while. So what I am kind of expecting is that I would get it sometime in March. So in March, I'm already planning to pay $404 towards this credit card. So I would go ahead and do that, which would take me to the $702. But then if I get the $1,000, I will pay $702 on that. So my new starting balance would be $0. And I would be credit card interest debt-free in March, but before April even starts. So I would just be totally done with my only card, my only debt right now that has any interest, which would be awesome. So that's literally next month. And then the rest of the $1,000, the $298, I would put towards this second card, which is my second priority. So I would put that amount plus the amount I'm already planning to pay in April, which is the minimum payment, which is $46. So I'd be paying $344 on this card. And I would have started with this amount. So I would be down to $2,714 going into April. And then I would just start, oh, and this would stay the same. So then my total debt would become $2,943. So it would drop by $1,000, which makes sense because of the $1,000. And then for my city card, the next month, I would pay the full $450 towards that. So I would start making bigger payments on this sooner rather than in June. I would get to do that in May. This would stay the same. So my new balance again would just be $1,000 less. The starting balance for June for my city credit card would be $1,800, and my total debt would be under $2,000 in June instead of in September. So then the starting balance in July for my city credit card would become $1,364. And if we just continue with that, in October, I would start the month with $14 on this card. So obviously I would pay that off in October. So by November, I would be credit card debt-free. So let's say end of October, I would be at $0 here. I would be at $0 here. And I would be at $0 here. So instead of the end of December, I will have sped this up by 2 whole months, and I will be credit card debt free the end of October, but really I'd be credit card debt free the first week of October, and even more realistically, I'd be credit card debt free the end of September, because $14 and $91, I could easily add it to my budget to be debt free earlier. So by the end of September, I will be consumer debt free as long as that money comes through, and I can stick to paying at least $450 towards debt. And every month since I started my debt payoff journey, I've been paying more than $450. So realistically, it could be even sooner. My personal goal is sometime in the summer, and I qualify August as the end of summer. So I would love to speed this up by at least 1 month just through my own work and my own extra debt payments. That way I could go into the fall being totally debt-free, at least of credit cards and my iPhone, and then I would start working on my student loan debt. So that is my update and my surprise announcement, but I am really excited to have a couple opportunities to speed up my process, and I am excited to keep y'all updated in my monthly debt update videos. So definitely stick around and catch those videos if you're interested in my debt payoff journey. Give this video a like if you enjoyed it, subscribe down below if you want to follow along, and I hope y'all will stick around and catch more of my content as it comes out. I hope y'all have a great week, and I will catch you in my next one. Bye.